Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Andy, and you're watching Andy's Fire Club. So, today I wanted to have a coffee chat with you. Yes, you, personally. Today I'm on the road in San Jose, California. I've come here to escape the Canadian winter. Now, as some of you know, I went to the University of Waterloo, based in Waterloo, Ontario. And when I was in Waterloo, I majored in finance. A lot of my friends, they majored in other subjects. So either computer science, we call it CS, engineering, stuff like that. And in my opinion, finance is not as complicated as some of the stuff that my friends were learning. But a lot of my friends, when they graduate, they're looking at job prospects that are, 100K, 200K a year. They have no idea what to do with this money because they were never taught financial literacy. Not to say that they weren't smart, they're very smart. A lot of them way smarter than me. But if you were to give them, let's say, 100 grand, they would have no idea what to do with it, right? And I think that's a shame. Even if you make a lot of money, let's say 200 grand a year, you could still be sucked into this 9-to-5 grind. A lot of you work 9-to-5 jobs, what I'm talking about. It could be tough. So I have a friend whose mom commutes to work every day. She has to take the train, and she has to wake up at 4:30 in the morning every single day. My dad is no exception. So my dad lives even farther from his workplace, so his commute is like 2 hours. And yeah, it's a pretty common thing to commute for a long time to your work. And then on top of that, a lot of people, when they're at their 9-to-5, they're not necessarily enjoying their time there. You got to think, what's the solution for all of this? So today, this coffee chat, I wanted to talk to you about a concept called FIRE. So for those of you who are not familiar, FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. So, what is financial independence? I would say financial independence is having enough money to not have to worry about money. So essentially, that's what it is. And the retire early part, it could be argued either way that, if you enjoy what you're doing, then you shouldn't have to retire, right? But I kind of think of it as, if you have enough money to just sustain yourself indefinitely without having to work, then you have the option to just lay on the couch and watch Netflix all day if you wanted to. Not that you necessarily would. While I was at Waterloo, I started a club called the UW Fire Club. I promise it's better than the Fire Festival. What the Fire Club does is that we have weekly meetings where we talk about various concepts related to finance. So things like investing, how to save money, how to live frugally, stuff like that. And it was moderately successful. But I think in the long term, to reach a wider audience, I wanted to do this online and put it on YouTube. I think that's the best way to reach the most amount of people. Funny story, I have a friend who works at a bank. I won't say which one, but it was New Year's, and he messaged our group chat saying that he had a heart attack because his coworker texted him, "Where are you?" And it made him think that he had work on New Year's. But he didn't actually. It was his friend didn't have Wi-Fi or something, and then it just sent at a later date. But it's just the fact that he had to stop and wonder, did I have work on New Year's or can I relax on New Year's? The fact that he's so tied down to his job that when it's a holiday, you can't even relax when you're with family and friends, right? So this is what I wanted to help more of you sort of avoid. I think that's the appeal of financial independence. If you achieve financial independence, you wouldn't have to worry about being tied down to a 9-to-5 job. Overall, I've boiled FIRE down to 3 parts. So number 1 is you gotta live frugally. And what I mean by that is that you look for ways to save money whenever you can. A lot of people think that when I say live frugally, you think, that means you're telling me to live in a van or sell my house and become homeless or cancel all my Netflix subscriptions and my Spotify. You don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. You can still have your morning coffee. I'm having a coffee right now. But instead of going to Starbucks and paying $6 for a coffee, this coffee was free because it was the hotel complimentary kit. Even if you don't have access to a hotel, there's ways to get coffee for cheap. Just make your own. It costs you 20 cents. So that's what I mean by living frugally. And the second part is spending less money. Think of your wealth as sort of like a tank of water, right? There's a faucet that comes and replenishes the tank right? So that's your income. And then there's a drain at the bottom. So that's your spending, that's your expenses. So you got to manage both ends. The second part is you spend less by not buying things that break down very easily, by buying things that last a long time, by buying things that are truly providing a great value for you in your life. Number three is investing. This one is a bit harder to get into for beginners, I'll admit, right? Because you're not used to it, right? Especially if you didn't go to school for this. But I would say that you don't have to go to school for investing. It's so easy that anyone can get into with just a little bit of research. So investing is all about how to multiply your money. So how to turn $1 into $10, how to make your money work for you. So you can kind of think of it as making your money work for you instead of you working for your money. When you have a 9-to-5 job or any sort of typical, regular job, you go to work, so you work and then you trade your time for your money. Eventually, you want to get to a point where your money pay you back dividends that buys you back the time. There's an old saying that goes, poor people work for money. Rich people have their money work for them. So you kind of want to get to that other side of, instead of working for your money, you have your money work for you. And that's what investing is all about. In my opinion, if you nail down all those three parts, then you could achieve financial independence at a young age. And at a young age, I mean before 40. In Canada, the typical retirement age is around 65. I think that in America is sort of similar. If you can achieve financial independence before age 40, then you have 25 years, assuming that my math is right, of free time just to do whatever you want and devote all your time to your hobbies and whatnot. Yeah, so with that being said, we have a lot of content lined up for you guys. I hope you guys are excited. So let's jump in.